Slaptail Squad, assemble.
If you're listening to this, you are a member of the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beef Man, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the great Slaptail Nation Army. And with me today, here in the Beaver Den, with an ass so fine it could take over a small country, yet she's so stingy with her own pussy that she's like Scrooge McDuck with $1, is my beautiful wife, the Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
I forgot to say the evil Lynn to my Skeletor.
Oh, that's okay.
Evil Lynn to my Skeletor. Didn't I have another one? I feel like I had another one. I don't know.
Something.
Also with us today is New Jersey renowned.
I smell like trash. What?
Also known in small villages throughout the land. Our good friend, funny man, comedian, Mike Cotayo. You might know as Nemo. Mike Cotayo.
Everybody, what's going on? I'm gonna wave. I'm waving. Hello.
He's waving to us from the can, sitting on the toilet right now.
The bathroom. I lifted the toilet seat because with it down, it makes too much noise.
So you're gonna fall in.
Fall in. He's gonna have a flashback and just shit his pants.
I'm hoping I don't. Oh, it almost happened at the gym today.
Oh God.
Like I was in the middle of doing leg extensions, and as I did one, I'm like, oh my God, it's prairie dogging.
It started. Or has started. Oh God. Also with us today. What's a good intro? He gave me like this giant intro when we did our show, and it was like so much shit on it that I couldn't even begin to read it all. Also with us today here in the Beaver Den is our good friend, comedian, funny dude, Derek Lee Feltner. Welcome, Derek.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, all right. Oh, you want some applause? There we go.
If you notice, there's a brick wall behind me.
There is a brick wall behind you.
It's like I'm in a comedy club.
Oh, I was thinking like a prison yard.
They don't have bricks in prison yards. They could chisel them away and use them as weapons.
Hold on,
There's a
Derek.
bathroom sink behind me, Derek.
Hold on, Derek.
Actually, there's a toilet behind you.
When Swaz says something dumb. There we go.
Your sound bites are not working. What's going on, dude?
Oh, they can't hear him.
He said
Oh,
when
you
she
can't
says
hear
something dumb, and then you cut out.
Really?
Oh,
What
he
the
put
actual fuck.
crickets chirping.
Was it an actual zinger?
It was
it a good
crickets.
zinger you had?
It was crickets chirping.
I'm getting really pissed off at StreamYard. Why doesn't stuff go across? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to have our good buddy Mike on this show. He looks sleepy though.
Yay.
To hang out with us while we hang out with Derek and ask him some hard-hitting questions. They're not really. I was just kidding. About what it is that he does, what he's got coming up, and it's always good to have our good buddy Mike with us, who's a comedian with IBS.
A lot of IBS.
A lot of
It's shitty.
IBS.
Well, thank you for having me, everybody.
Yeah, no problem. I did give Mike your video, but I did give it to him late. I'm sorry for that.
I only watched 10 minutes, but I loved it. I like your playfulness. That's pretty cool. I need one of those long extension cords because I want to go into the audience all the time. When I'm doing a bar show and they have a wireless mic, I'm golden.
Yeah, that actually came about because I did a show one time where they had a short mic cable, so I couldn't do that. So I, on the fly, thought of something else. So when I got home, I just ordered one from Amazon.
How long is it?
Well, I have two. I have one that's a white cable, which is 10 feet, and then I have a black cable, which is 20 feet.
Of course, black is bigger.
Right?
Why is it funny when you say it? But if I would have said that same thing, you guys would have ripped on me.
No, we wouldn't have.
Yeah, you would have.
No, we would have been impressed.
That's when I said it.
Oh, I just got the reference of that. Okay.
Yeah, Derek. Look at you, buddy. Good job.
I just thought it would be funny to have a white mic cable because most of the mic cables at places are black.
Mine are black and white.
Ooh.
Red all over. So this is like So do you think I could, Derek? You don't know this. I can't use my left hand. Now you know. So would I think I couldn't change the thing. I would have to ask someone to do it. I'd have to stop the show, be like, "Hey, buddy, could you help me?"
You could plant a second microphone already plugged in with a longer cable on stage before your set on a smaller stand of you.
Genius.
And if you're doing a show that isn't yours, you could have that be part of like your stage needs. When they ask like, "Oh, do you need anything from me?" Like, "Oh, I need a second microphone with an extra long cable."
Whenever I go into the crowd, I feel like a cruise director. It's that's what you reminded me of. You're like, "Do you have HBO Max, or is it Max, or is it?"
It's a funny story about that, actually. Do you want to tell the story about that, Derek, when you first went into the audience?
Oh, yeah, from that video. So, from the Slaptail show, when I did that, I don't ever really choose who it's going to be ahead of time. It just kind of happens in the moment, or I try to find someone who looks like they don't want to be bothered. And that night, I happened to choose someone that just happened to be at the end of the cable. So I chose this person only to find out that I couldn't have chose the worst person to be.
Well, you
be
chose
bothered.
someone that definitely didn't want to be bothered, so you chose really well on that one.
I chose the one person who did not even want to be at the show.
No shit.
You know what I do? I just keep on digging, and I go.
This person didn't want to be at the show so bad that they actually asked for their money back.
Holy shit! Wow.
The story gets better.
And then so I did my bit with them as best I could, and the rest of the show happened. And then this person caught me out in the hallway at the show on their way to the bathroom and confronted me, saying that they did not really appreciate being part of the show.
Wow.
I said, well, you were a good sport about it.
Not really.
I come from a family from Kentucky, so we learned, for older people, you try to respect your elders. This man was clearly older than I am,
right?
So I did my best, but yeah, I have never felt like at any moment I could be murdered more than I did in that instance, because he had about 1.5 feet on me in height and about 150 pounds on me. He also had very, I'm trying to find a delicate way to say this. He has very strong, profound facial features, which some could draw a conclusion that maybe there are possible deficiencies, if you will.
The family tree is a straight line.
Perhaps their lineage. Maybe their lineage goes, from the royal family, and as we all have known, thanks to history books, the royals definitely kept it within the family.
Hey, if you can't keep it in your pants.
And I could be wrong. But these are just things that these are conclusions that I drew from that interaction. And then if he's not, he great. And if he is, I am very proud of all of his success that he's able to have, and the things that he has overcome.
Why are you guys laughing so hard? Like, was it something about him?
We'll get to it anyway. Now, Derek, you're pretty tall, though. How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot. Okay, and this guy's
Probably 6'5",
You think 6'5"?
6'4".
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he may have had lifts on too, because he definitely seemed a lot bigger than 6'5".
Lifts like for his special orthopedic diabetic shoes type of
Yeah.
lifts.
He could have had some. I don't like to use the word special. That's kind of mean.
Yet
Maybe his-
accurate.
I said special shoes.
Maybe his specific shoes.
Oh,
that he was
specific?
wearing.
Okay.
Orthotics, if
Yeah.
you will.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. It's interesting because not being a tall person myself, you have to be really, really tall for me to notice that you're tall. Because everybody's taller than me. So I'm just like, whatever. You have to be like a giant. You have to be like an NBA player size for me to be like, oh, that person's tall. Everybody else, I'm like, with that particular individual, you're a very nice person, Derek. Because I'd have been like, if he'd have said that to me, and I'm like, I can't tell which eye's looking at me. Are you? Because he has one of his eyes is not blind, basically.
Yeah.
So I would be like, I can't tell which eye's looking at me. Are you? Is it this eye or is it this eye? And then then you wave.
Yeah, that's very much like the crab in Moana, the shiny crab. He's like, you have to look at one of my eyes when I'm talking to you. Please try to focus. That's a kid's joke for anyone listening that's got
kills.
kids and who
You
have
really
watched
should.
that show.
And if you let your kids listen to this, you're
That's a problem.
bad parents.
Very
You're
big
bad
problem.
parents for sure.
Well, Derek, I felt like you handled it well, but I was sitting there dying laughing because I was like, oh shit, he's going to ask this person that the Swan and I personally know. And I was like, oh, he's the worst. He is the worst. I just don't even know why he went to our show. I don't know why Swan asks him to come to every show. I'm like, he's the most antisocial person.
Who is he?
He's just socially awkward and inept, and I swear to God, has undiagnosed Asperger's
Oh,
or
totally.
something of that realm.
Well,
plus
it's
some
on the
other things.
spectrum, but
On the spectrum,
he's
for
so
sure.
old, you can still call it Asperger's.
Do you think the interaction with me will cause him to not to come to more shows?
God, I hope so.
Well, then let's call that a W.
Yeah,
Let's call that
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, he probably still bitches about it now. And he's smart, though, because because I've seen him since, and he didn't say a goddamn thing. I'm like, you better not say a fucking thing to me, because I'll fucking go off.
Because you can reality check him, and he knows he's rude, but he doesn't know how to interact socially with people to know that he's doing it at the moment. Like, you can relive it again and explain why it's rude, but it just doesn't sink in. And you can explain the same interaction to 10 different, like if it happened in 10 different scenarios, like at the grocery store, at the mall, it's the same interaction, but different place. It doesn't sink in still.
I would hate to have him if I was a cashier somewhere. Because he'd probably be the type of one that would be like, "Can I just pay for this in cash?
Yes.
Why do you need my name?
Yep.
I
Cash.
do not have your rewards program."
You nailed it for sure. 100%. Or we'll
So
buy.
we're not taking cash; it's more credit cards transactions, or you can use your phone. I don't want to use my credit card. I have not used my credit card since 1997.
You're nailing it.
You're nailing
You're
it.
nailing it.
So-
you should be work for the FBI and do
Yeah,
profiling.
Or like a psychic type person. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
psychic or profiler. I mean,
Yeah.
that's totally the same.
yeah, basically. Same. Totally the same.
Totally the same. Completely the same.
No, but when like COVID happened and you couldn't use cash, he went and bought a bunch of gift cards to like the local grocery store so that he could only use a gift card, not a credit card. Yeah, you're totally
Wow.
right. Yep.
That is deep.
And yet he has overcome adversity and become successful.
Yes.
And what? What did he do?
He's a doctor.
That tracks.
You're like, that tracks. That tracks.
I think it's very safe to say, with not all types of doctors, but I would say a lot of similar fields of which medical people are within, I believe that there are it's either at one extreme or the other. There is no middle. You either have the medical people who are almost infectiously positive, almost to a fault, and then the other ones who have next to no bedside matter bedside manner, and they just say, "You have cancer,"
You're
There
gonna
it
die.
is.
and then there's like no like a sorry or here's a card to call someone about it. It's just like, no, it's cancer.
What are you crying for? Stop crying. It's cancer. Deal with it.
Like, I'm the one who's missing my lunch right now.
You don't even have the painful kind, so chill out.
What are you worried about? You only got to worry about it for the next 4 months.
Oh,
Then you'll be dead. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Mike, how has things been going with you? You're not in Ohio?
No, I'm in my home. I'm in Ohio. My show is Friday night at 9:15.
Oh, Friday night.
So
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
leaving here Friday morning. I'm dropping the
Okay.
kid off to school, and then I'm getting ready to go.
Okay,
It's a
gotcha.
6-hour drive from here.
Okay. Yeah, it is 4 hours from us, so I'm not going. Sorry.
Is that Toledo?
Douche.
Yeah, he's going to Crackpots, right? Where's Crackpots
Yeah.
at? It's a tiny town. It's not in a big town, is it?
Massillon.
Yeah, some tiny town.
Yeah, I've never heard of that town.
Because the original club was what, in Kansas or Kentucky or something? Kentucky, right?
Yeah,
Because they moved that one. That one wasn't the original site.
well, you must know more about that than
Well,
we do.
the original comedy club they were going to have that competition at actually closed its doors.
Hmm.
They actually went out of business. So,
Mhm.
how's your chances? What are you thinking, Nemo? You going to be hot on fire? What are you doing?
I'm always on fire. Look, your bricks are gone. Now you have a spanking new living room.
Welcome to MTV Cribs.
I
like a
love
Duggar
your
household.
piano, man.
Have you checked out the competition?
I know most of the people who go, so they're like I don't have any animosity. It's just for me to network, really, and meet other people and get gigs from there. And
You're not
so,
gonna pull a Tanya Harding?
no, I'm not killing anyone. I'm not whacking them.
She didn't kill anybody.
She might as well have.
She killed a career.
For all we know, she actually
killed
didn't
the career.
Yeah.
arrange anything either. It was just her very overzealous and, in a way, enthusiastically supportive boyfriend.
Yeah, Tanya didn't do
Yeah.
anything. She didn't do anything.
Right. We forgive you, Tanya.
Yeah. Hey Nemo, if you can keep sniffing and making guttural noises into the mic, I would greatly appreciate it. Because you know how much I love editing. You know how much I love to edit. It's the highlight of my week.
Hold on. Here we go. Just one.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, good.
That happened in Michigan at the Joe Louis Arena.
What
The
happened?
Tanya Harding.
And
The Tanya Harding.
Oh.
That's like Nancy Kerrigan knee bash.
pretty sure I was in the Army when that happened. Wasn't I? Was I? I don't remember what it is.
I feel like it was in like probably because it was like the early 90s.
It was the early 90s.
Yeah. I think I was overseas when that happened.
Doesn't she have like a documentary or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
She's
a
a few.
movie called I, Tanya.
Yeah, it's on my playlist. Because
Yeah,
it's got, what's her name? Margot Robbie.
It's a good one. It's a
Yeah.
good
She
movie.
probably doesn't get naked in it, so it might not be worth watching.
That would be Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. It looked like she had a spray-on tan in that, though. Like, there were some scenes where it looked like her. Yeah.
She was the her nickname was like the Duchess of Jersey or something. So
Jersey. So Nemo has no animosity. He's not going to pull a Tanya Harding. He's not even slightly worried. What other satellites are you in?
For now, that's it. I just turned down Sarasota, and I'm looking forward to going to Phoenix.
Phoenix. Very well. Very well. Derek, tell us about this. Is your festival, is it a festival or a competition that you're in?
it's a festival that I'm going to next in a few weeks.
That's awesome.
In Anchorage, Alaska.
Now, how did you get that
Cool.
gig?
So it's called the Before You Die Comedy Festival. And no, I'm not dying. That's not like why I get to go.
Like a
But,
make-a-wish for comedians. That's awesome.
You're never
But,
going to get anywhere else, but before you die, do this.
But the person that runs it, Cass, I had met her at Laugh Fest in Grand Rapids before COVID happened, because I was up there. So that would have been 2019. And yeah, we were on the same show together. And the person hosting the show made a big deal about the fact that she was the only person there from Alaska, which I would do the same thing. And we were Facebook friends. And then I saw, she posted about her festival, but every year that it would happen, there was stuff happening like in my family's life that would just not allow that to happen. And then for this year, when she announced it, I asked my wife if we knew of anything happening the first week of April. And she said no. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to submit and see if I can get into this festival. And then if I do, I guess we'll figure that part out. And I submitted with no real thought about actually getting in. And I did. And now we've made all the travel arrangements to get up there. And we're staying at an Airbnb that has goats. So
Nice.
That's going to be fun.
Ooh.
But yeah, me and my wife and my son are all going. So, yeah, I figured of all the comedy things I've ever done, this was the one thing that she was the most excited about because it's in Alaska.
Nice. Sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I don't know of any other Michigan comedians that are going to be there. I do know one, besides my friend Cass, who lives there and runs it. There's a comedian named Mike Stricker, who I know from Illinois. He's going to be there too. So
Nice.
Might cross paths with him if we can. If not, I'm just excited about. I've never been to Alaska, so
Yeah, nice. I've never been to Alaska either.
Yeah, me either.
No. And nobody asked me to do that festival, so.
did you submit?
No, that's the joke.
Yes.
For some reason, people always think that they're going to get selected for festivals, and you're like, I think you have to submit stuff to do that.
Yeah, sometimes I submit to festivals knowing that I'm probably not going to get in, and the positive rationale I have about it is, well, I could have used that $20 on something really stupid. And instead I more or less just donated it to the cause. And yeah, like it's $20 unless you wait for, the last minute and then some of those festivals pricing goes up. But I don't see a problem with that. There's, like I said, I could buy dumber things with $20 and have. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like I submitted for the Detroit, or I think I submitted for two for the competition for the satellite for World Comedy. What is it? What are they? I don't know. For World Series of Comedy. Full well knowing I'm not going to get selected, but I was like, well, but if I don't submit, then everybody's like, well, why didn't you submit? I'm like, but I did. But I was like, I don't have any funny video. I don't have any funny sets to begin with, but I definitely don't have any funny video. So I was like, whatever. At least I can say I submitted. So nobody can ever say, oh, well, you didn't submit. What? You didn't submit? You were too scared to submit? I'm like, nope. I submitted my bad video just like anybody else would.
I always think it's weird when festivals, they're like, yeah, send us your best 5-minute video or your best 3-minute video. Because I know it's so they don't have to watch a lot of really long videos, but I don't know. Like, I don't think you can really grasp how funny somebody is in a 3-minute video or even a 5-minute video. Because to me, it's either going to be one long joke or 2 or 3 medium-sized jokes or like 20 just one-liners within that time period. And
well, your first 3 minutes were all set up.
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I didn't know the
first 10 minutes.
I didn't know the show was happening. I didn't know it was time for me to perform.
I see. That's how it works.
We went to this show once, locally, and Derek was on, and we were sitting next to these people who clearly never go to comedy because they kept talking. And I'm like, shut the fuck up over there. And he's doing his first 3 to 5 minutes, and they actually felt like he wasn't prepared. They're like, what is with this guy? They're
They
like,
were
"Oh."
literally concerned for you. It was funny.
They were not
wasn't
concerned.
funny.
It was
Like,
not concerned.
No, it was. They were being assy. They're like, "Oh my god, I can't even believe that."
They were
It was
they were
hilarious.
Shut
We're
up,
like,
you
"Shut
idiots!
up."
I'm like, you never been to count. I'm like, you know nothing. Shut up, skank.
Well, that is you are definitely Kaufman-esque, like in how you do things.
Ooh.
I will take that as a compliment. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like all the things I do, I think are funny myself, and then if other people think they're funny, that's great too. But about 90% of the time, the things I've written have been I've thought of it, said it out loud, and then said to myself, "God, that's stupid," and then done it on stage.
That works. What about the? So I read you did this story. This was a long time ago. This was probably last year, I think. And you had said that you did a show, and you're like, "This is the first time I've ever had anybody say nope and walk out of my set." Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was in Holland, and I had done a show in Grand Rapids, and there was another show in Holland happening, so I messaged about that and got on it. I went there, and I'm doing my set, and it's going fine, I guess. And then I get to the end where I'm not wearing any clothes, and there was a person sitting there who just got up and was like, "Nope," and like started walking away. And the host was like, "No, man, he's not naked. Like, that's a morph suit. Like, you can't see anything." And the guy's like, "No, absolutely not." And just like left the bar. And I don't mean like left the bar like he just went outside to smoke and then came like because I was also going outside the bar at that point. Not following him, it just happened to be the only exit. But I watched him walk out and then walk towards his car, get in his car, and drive away. And, there could be a part of me that would have been like, "Oh, man, that sucks that guy left. I'm so bummed out." But there was also a part of me that's like, "Oh, my gosh, that's amazing. He didn't just leave, like, the space.
Yeah.
He, like, left the city block and potentially the town over a joke."
I think that he got like scared because he just popped such a hard on that it frightened him. That it frightened him, and he's like, "No, nope, I gotta smash this." Oh, either that or he just go kill it. He's like, "I gotta go kill this real quick."
I'm gonna go to my car.
Was that Parrots?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I like Parrots. I think that I read. So I went to go do. I messaged. Shout out to Hunter if he's listening. I'm sure he's not, but I messaged Hunter. I was like, "Hey, can I do Parrots?" And he's like, "Actually, I talked to him at River City," and then I was like, "Tell me about it." He's like, "Oh, sometimes we have a crowd of between 2 to 50." He's like, "You never know, but it's going to be somewhere in between." He's like, "It's a real fun time." I'm like, "All right, great." So he put me on, and I have never been there. I've only heard from the other comedians about it, and most everybody says it's a fun time. They're like, the bar's a little iffy, but it's a fun time. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I read all the Yelp. I went on Yelp and started reading Yelp reviews, and they were all ones. There was nothing but like 1-star reviews. They'd be like, "Oh, it's filthy. There's blood on the walls. People get stabbed there. It stinks," and all this other stuff. And the bartender's an asshole and everything. I'm like, "Oh, this sounds like a fun place." And everybody's saying it's a shithole, it's a dive, all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I drive to Holland. I walk in the bar, and I'm like, this is not a shithole. I'm like, I've been to shitholes in the army, and then in the real world. I'm like, this is not. I've been to like one like closet size bars. Like, this is not a shithole. And I walk in, and they have like wood walls and a wood bar, and I'm like, oh, look at the craftsmanship on that bar right there, Dick. They got half wood walls. It's really nice. And then I went and talked to the bartender who loves Star Wars. So we're just talking about Star Wars for like 15 minutes. I'm like, this. So I ended up giving them a good Yelp review.
To balance out all the ones.
Balance all the other shit reviews.
Like
Yeah.
5 stars.
One, 5.
Well, I didn't go crazy. I think I gave them like a 3 because I'm like, I can't give them a 5. I'm like, I'll give them a 3. But I was like, but basically it's just like, if you're a pretentious asshole, you don't like Parrots. I think
You could have gave him a 5.
I could have, but I was like, I can't give him a 5. I don't give anybody a 5. But
I always think and maybe it's because of just years before doing comedy, I was in bands. Like I don't ever hold any type of expectation of where performances are going to happen anymore. And anyone that does is maybe should not be doing this.
Yeah.
Because, like to me, if the place has a decent PA where you can hear the person speaking into the microphone louder than the people in the bar.
Yeah.
That's already a solid place for me to perform at.
Yeah, that seems like it would be. I don't do comedy clearly, but it would be a big peeve if it was so quiet because I don't even like listening to it if you can't hear the person.
Yeah.
My brain just tunes out and listens to all the other shit going on in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I like that room. I just wish it wasn't so goddamn far away. So I would totally I would actually hang out there. I'm like, that place is pretty cool.
Well, maybe you just need to carpool. Maybe you just need
Damn,
friends.
it's too far. I would be sleeping constantly.
But if you were in the carpool, that means you wouldn't be driving, so you could sleep.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
I need to find young people to carpool with to go do that. To go to that place.
Who stay up late so that they can drive you home.
Exactly. Tuck me in. Put my CPAP on for me. Brush my teeth.
I think that if I ever, I guess, could get my name out there for comedians who want to tour, I'd be I can be the driver, because I don't drink anymore, so I'm your guy. Are you funny? Does that matter? No, I can just drive everywhere, and you can rest, and I'll let you know when we get there.
Same here. I'll drive. No problem.
No,
absolutely
maybe
not.
You guys need to hook up.
Yeah.
Because Nemo is a bad driver. If let's
Bite
hear
your
just
mouth.
what? Derek doesn't know you, so let's give him a little background. Nemo just recently got a driver's license when?
2019.
2019. Okay, so new driver, pretty much. I mean, 4 years of driving experience. How many accidents have you been in?
A lot.
How many?
I stopped counting after 18.
Yeah.
Since 2019?
Since 2019. Yeah. 18 for real? Or are you making that up?
No, I'm
Jesus. I was thinking
an accident
maybe
every 2 months.
Who is insuring you?
Nobody.
It's insurance is from Puerto Rico, from Guam.
I have a group insurance, and I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, and someone goes, "I have to sell my car. I'm leasing it for $600 a month. I have to get rid of it because nobody will insure me." I wrote him. I said, "Dude, I had the same problem. Call these people."
Oh my God.
He's like, "You're the fucking man." I'm like, "I am the fucking man."
You're so now you're insuring that guy too. Nice. Oh my God.
I should get a
terrible.
referral bonus.
Oh, Jesus. Get an electric car that drives itself.
It's electric.
Self-driving car.
I would love one of those.
Yeah. What was I going to ask Mike? Probably wasn't important. I feel like it was, though. Mike.
That's my name.
Okay, so let me ask Derek then. Derek, so do you consider yourself a comedian / performance artist? What would you say exactly?
I just always use the word comedic performer. Just because because people do laugh, so there are elements of comedy, and then there's things that I do that people might not laugh at, but are definitely more performance based. I mean, I have a thing that I've done only twice in 7 years, and that's I was introduced incorrectly, and since I was introduced incorrectly, I just did 7 minutes of just very angry and dark material. Where by the end of it, people were scared for my own well-being, and then I had to, at the last minute, kind of pull back the curtain to remind them, no, everything's fine. That was just you didn't say my name the right way, so. But yeah, comedic performer is the way I describe it, just because it's specific and vague enough that someone who wants to put me on a show either will or won't.
Interesting. I just produce my own shows. That's how I get on shows. It's worked for me so far.
I've thought about buying a PA, not to necessarily produce my own shows or do my own shows, but just to have one. But then, knowing my luck, the moment word got out that I had a PA, which was like, "Hey, Derek, do you want to be on my show?
Yeah,
Cool. Do you want to bring your PA?
Bring your shit, man. Yeah,
I'll pay you a little bit more since it's
I kind of want to get one too, just to do like stand up in my backyard to like the squirrels and the raccoons and stuff.
They're the best audiences you'll have.
Anybody out of town? Anybody over here from out of town?
I mean, I do. I will say that's one thing that I did like during like the end of like the initial scariness of the pandemic is when shows started happening again and people were having them in their backyards. I thought that was actually really cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not happening as much anymore because it's not needed. People don't need to be outside. All the germs can be in one place again. But yeah, I like that. I thought that was always really cool.
Yeah. Nemo, what have you got coming up? Have you ever done any performance art where you had your clothes on?
Oh.
No. I mean, it's only.
Didn't you say you did like improv?
I've done improv, yeah. Is that performance art? I always think of performance art like I'm a tree. So
that's not very believable, that tree.
Yeah, well,
you gotta work on that shit. More like a fire hydrant. It kind of look like that.
I'm a fire hydrant.
That's better. That's better. So you've never done anything like that?
No.
I've done improv, and I can definitely say that improv people are the most positive people you could ever interact with, and I say thank you to all of them who do that because I've tried, and it's very difficult for me to keep it going in those games, and I've taken classes, and it's the ones who can do it really well. I commend them because it's not an easy thing to do at all.
Right. Well, they live by the rule, yes and.
Exactly.
What's that rule?
Yes and. You have to agree and add to everything someone says. So if someone said, we're at a bus stop now, and where is this bus? You can't go, no, we're at an airport. What are you talking about? You have to go with their idea.
So you just take your
challenge
bus.
Accepted.
You just take your bus to the airport then, right? Yeah, we're on the bus and we're going to the airport.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. See, I got it.
That's a workaround.
We love like the fuck we are. You having a stroke?
But first, we're stopping at the strip club. Yeah, I love the strip club. Like, it could be crazy.
I don't know. I've watched a lot of improv that, in my opinion, has gone horribly wrong. I'm like, yeah, that took a turn that probably should not have occurred.
And then you're on that turn and it's all bad.
Improv is a really good art form when it's done well. When it sucks, God help you.
Okay, so I would say that 98% of the improv I've seen is not done well.
Have you? I like your statistics. Where'd you get them?
They're mine. From as I said, 98% of the stuff that I've seen did not go well.
I did a show where I was the opener for an improv group, and they were great. So I did my set, and then I was done, and then they went up on stage and started doing all their improv games. And earlier in the night, they're like, "Hey, Derek, we're going to call you up at one point to be part of one of the games, if you're okay with that." I was like, "Sure, that sounds great." And the game was party guests, where one person of the group leaves the stage and is in isolation, and then people in the audience assign certain quirks to each other of the people still on stage. And when that person comes back, they have to figure out what those quirks are. And for whatever reason, everyone else seemed to have really cool things, and I was given knows a lot about violins. So, each party guest arrives at a different time. So I was the last one to come on stage. So while I was backstage, I started Googling just violin facts. So I was like, when was the first violin invented? Who was the most famous violin player? You know, and
you were dedicated. I would have made shit up.
well, the problem was all the stuff I was talking about was just factual, so none of it was actually funny. And the people in the audience, since it was very specific, had no idea what I was talking about. Because I was like, "Oh, do you have any?" I forgot the name of the
Stradivarius.
No, I didn't say Stradivarius because I thought that would give it away. But I said an artist, like a famous violin player. I was like, "Oh, records, awesome. Do you have any?" And I said the person's name, and it was I should have just been speaking another language because it was just silence. And the person hosting the party was like, maybe it might be next to the hip hop."
Like,
And I was like, I was like, I'll take a look, you know. And then I like tried to pick up one of the cast members and hold them like a violin, but that didn't work because they wouldn't let me pick them up.
They did not send you picking them up.
So, and then when it was done, you know, he never got mine, and the audience was like, he knows a lot about violins. And he's like, oh, yeah, I totally would have got that. Cool topic, cool idea, guys. Yeah, that'd be the coolest guy at the party. The guy talking about violins.
Feel like that just made my statistic even stronger.
it did.
It did.
I mean, I could have just said the word violins, but that kind of ruins the game and takes the guessing part out of it.
Like, could you hand me my, what do you call that thing? Bow?
A bow?
Yeah. And then it would have went bad and dark to another way too. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
What about sketch? Do you do sketch?
I did sketch stuff during the pandemic. I did a series of 5 YouTube videos called Water Heater Theater.
Yeah.
And it was just stuff filmed in the other part of my basement next to the water heater.
That's awesome.
Like there was one sketch called The Worst Open Mic Ever. And it was just, actually, I'll go get it. Hold on. I'll be right back.
And while he goes to try to find something, Nemo, have you been in sketch groups?
No, but I've been in improv groups. Bad improv groups.
Do you know that 98% of the improv that I've seen?
But you haven't seen his.
I said this. It's
I know,
personal statistic.
but it could probably, if you saw it, it might be added to your statistics,
So
right?
96% of the improv I've seen has been bad.
Yes.
He just said his improv troupe was bad.
They were very bad, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, never mind. I don't have it. It's in my garage, and I don't want to go digging through there because a bunch of stuff isn't there because we're moving. But I had
Where are you moving?
We're moving to Matawan.
Ooh.
There's a Matawan, New Jersey.
Matawan, Michigan.
Yeah, Matawan,
so
Michigan doesn't smell as bad.
So the worst open mic ever sketch was I have a mic stand that's only used for bass drums for live music. So it's only about, 12 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
So the sketch was, all right, ladies and gentlemen, come up to the stage for tonight's open mic is Derek Lee Feltner. And then I walked out and I look around and then I see the mic is on the mic stand that's closest to the floor. So I was like, so I just end up getting on the ground and like laying down and putting my head underneath the microphone to try to tell the jokes. But yeah, that was like a sketch I thought would be funny. And then I did another sketch where I had this keyboard that was my son's, like a foot keyboard that was on the floor. And I was like, this, these are trying times that we're part of right now, but it's good to stay inspired. So my son wrote a song and he wants me to play it for you guys. So I'm going to play it for you. So I just turned down the floor keyboard and then just started rolling all over it because he was 3 at the time. And I just rolled all over that, making weird sounds for about 4 minutes. And then that was the end of that.
I bet he loved it.
My son has only been to one show of mine, and that was when he was a baby. And he'll go to one when we're in Alaska. I've showed him videos of me, and yeah, he said that I'm not the funniest thing he's ever seen, but he likes that I'm trying.
Ah, nice.
And how old is he?
He's 6.
Okay,
Six?
so he's like brutally honest at that
Oh
age.
yeah, there's not a stop between the brain and the mouth. It's
My 10-year-old likes my jokes. I'm shocked.
That I am also shocked.
When during the pandemic, she goes, "We gotta go home. He has a show. His jokes are corny." And now she openly laughs at things I say.
Just you laughing at your jokes or at you?
Does it matter?
I guess not.
in a way it does.
I bombed so bad the other day. It was funny, and because grandma died. I don't know if I told you that, right, Mike? Yeah, our grandma passed. So I had this material that I wrote, which was probably some of my better material, I think. And she passed away, so I did the material for the show. But as soon as the show was over, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do this material again. I got to write some new stuff. So I started writing this new stuff, and it bombed badly. But it was fine because I learned how to fix it. But even though I bombed, this lady was like hitting on me. So I was like, it's a win. I didn't get nobody laughed, but this lady was hitting on me, so that's good enough. I take that as a win.
She was
Take
too
what you can get.
hardcore.
Take what you
Hardcore
can
hitting
get.
on him. Like she wanted him to take his clothes off and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to revisit the fact that you had video of that good material that you did? You know,
Revisit it?
yeah, the cute little grandma joke material, and you have really good video footage of it.
Oh, no, I do not. Because
However, it's silent video because someone, me, didn't activate the sound. Yeah. Oops.
that's all right. We had a lot on our plate.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. No, but I was thinking about, though, you know how people make these TikTok videos, the comedians do or whatever, or they make reels of the stuff that's very funny. So it's like 30 seconds. And even if the rest of the set sucks. So I was like, I should do that with my set that I bombed in, because there's like 30 seconds where this woman's hitting on me. So I'm like, just use that. Maybe people will actually think that I'm funny. The rest of the set was terrible, but that part of it was good. No one would know, right?
You're doing great, man.
Thank
Like
you.
he is funny in that sexy, I want to have sex with him way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention until he said, anybody here who wants to get nude right now or whatever. I can't remember what I said. Who knows?
I think all except maybe like 2 videos because of quality. I've typically always posted every performance that I've filmed, even if it was good or bad. I just usually don't highlight the bad ones as much as far as sending those out to people, but it's good to see. Like I've sometimes, as an act of attrition, I've went back and watched like earlier videos I've done of myself, and I was like, okay, yeah, okay, that was a thing you did at one point. Okay, good thing
You
you're not
did
saying.
something there.
Good thing you're not saying that joke anymore. You fucking moron.
I feel like that set that I did, the first part of it was so cringy that I would attract the wrong audience. Like that would be the video that I would post that I'd get like millions of followers, but not the kind I want.
This is the guy that's finally speaking to me. This is great.
Like, no.
I'm being represented. Finally.
Finally, someone agrees with me that I should be banging my stepsister. I'm like, what? No, that's not the message that I have. That's not the
That's
message.
totally the message you're sending.
You could be the Asperger's comedian. I think they need
Oh
one.
no. Who, you or me?
You.
Me?
You.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think so. Me? I wish I had Asperger's, but I don't.
Is it ass burgers or is it ass burgers?
Yeah, it's ass.
think it's ass boogers.
It's
basically.
ass burgers.
Ass
Don't you remember
boogers.
Don't you remember when Cartman was shoving burgers in his ass?
Nope.
Ass burgers.
I just only South Park I remember because it, there's things that happen in your life where they're just so funny that like you just remember them forever. And years ago, before we had kids, we used to have a television in our room, my wife and I. And one night we were trying to fall asleep, we couldn't, so I turned on television, and South Park was on, and her and I had not seen South Park, forever. And it was apparently a really popular episode, but it was the episode where was it Kyle's mom keeps ordering from Amazon, and it's like because she has a crush on the driver.
Huh.
so he just keeps delivering packages, and eventually the dad finds out, and he orders something from Amazon, and the driver shows up. He's like, "Hey, how's it going? Here, deliver your package." He's like, "Oh, thanks a lot, Chad." And he's like, "Oh no, it's actually Thad." And he points at his name tag, and it zooms in and says Thad. And then the dad goes, "Thad, nice," and then like slams the door. So like every like 2 or 3 years, her and I will come across someone named Thad, either watching a television program or out somewhere, and we'll hear that, and we'll look at each other and go, "Thad, nice," because that made us laugh so hard in that moment. Like, and we had DVR, so we could just rewind it and keep listening to that little soundbite over and over again. So, yeah, I don't know where that was going or why I even brought that up, but oh yeah,
We
Cartman
went
and
there.
Asperger's.
Yeah, Cartman asked for burgers in his ass. That reminds me of that time we found Dory.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
at the sushi place.
The sushi place. We're like, oh my God, we found Dory.
There was our waitress was named Dory. And so we like had to take a picture with her and we're like, we found Dory. Yeah.
Oh, she probably loved that.
Oh, she did. It was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Like she probably had never heard that before.
Well, it was kind
Was
of
it,
like,
at a sushi, was it a sushi restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was in town. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was she was she of
No.
the culture that is represented
No.
Nope.
normally
No.
in?
Nope.
Okay.
Was she of sushi descent? Is that what you're trying to ask?
No.
She was not.
She was like a cute
Then
little
how would she not know about Finding Dory?
She did know it, but she like
Oh.
was, you know,
Like nobody's ever.
nobody's ever said that before. Like, you know, whenever I say my name, everyone's like, "Oh, you're like a precious gem." Like,
Like, shut the
never heard that before. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say about that?
I don't know.
Dory.
Dory.
Yes, I remember that.
Sushi.
You forgot because
Dory.
like Dory's brain is like 5
Sushi.
seconds long, like Dory.
Sushi.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Ah, damn
I
it.
feel more like Dory than anybody else.
Oh, I would imagine.
No, you feel like Nemo with your.
Well, yeah,
lucky
but
thing.
Nemo's pretty smart. He's pretty together. Kids
Yeah.
resourceful.
Well,
just
so
has a
he
lot of
is-
discipline.
You abuse coworkers of yours?
No.
Then you're not like Dory.
Who does
Mhm.
Dory abuse?
Well, it's Ellen DeGeneres who was the voice
Oh,
of Dory.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I know.
Sorry, that was a bit of a deep dive.
That was a leap.
It was a deep dive
Get it?
Yeah, we get it.
because they're fish.
Yeah, we
Get
get
it?
it. If you got to explain the joke, Swan, it's not funny.
I wasn't. Derek was explaining the joke.
You got to explain the joke, Swan. It's not funny.
Oh.
No.
I love explaining jokes. That's like my favorite way to tell a joke.
Oh man, there's somebody that I saw do that pretty recently who was explaining like every joke, and I was like, it's not funny if you got to explain it. But he was explaining it because nobody was laughing. Like,
I was doing the joke at a show, and the crowd was laughing, except this one guy. And I lean in and go, "It's because she has 2 hands, sir, that work." And then
okay,
the
what's
crowd
the
just
joke
goes,
now? So what's the joke?
You've heard this joke. The joke is my wife and I have cute little nicknames for each other. She calls me Sweet Cheeks. I call her 2 Hands. And wow, that's dead. Thanks. That hurts my soul. That hurts my fucking soul. Good night, guys.
Oh, Nemo. Nemo left the building. He was so sad.
I was just being polite. I thought there was going to be more to the joke. I really thought there was going to be more.
we all thought there was going to be more.
Fuck you.
Oh, poor Nemo.
I'm
Just gonna say fuck you for the rest of this. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you right in the ear.
Oh,
All right, so,
I'm gonna
so
go
she calls
cry.
you Sweet Cheeks, and then you call her 2 Hands. Then what?
That's it. It's a very
Oh,
quick
okay.
one-liner.
Because he only has one hand.
it's because she has 2 hands, sir.
No, don't try to make up. Don't try to make up.
Oh, I'm not laughing at your joke.
We're laughing at you.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell.
Oh,
Cry.
that's a good joke, man. What else you got? Tell the goose joke. Tell the goose joke. Tell a joke about geese. Tell the geese joke.
Tell the goose joke.
Tell the goose joke.
Hey,
I don't tell the
let's not joke about geese. Those things are dangerous. You ever seen the little teeth on those things?
They have teeth?
Yeah, they got little like round cone shaped like teeth. In our first apartment that my wife and I lived together, we were on the like the basement level, so our window was like at ground level. And one day she was outside walking back to our apartment, and she saw a goose just like walking around because there was a water like little pond. And she's like, "Oh, it's a little goose. Hey, little goose, how's it going?" And it turned around and like started chasing after her. So she ran down the stairs, came into the apartment, and like locked the door because you'd want to lock the door.
Yeah, because
Does goose have hands?
Yeah.
And she's like, "All right, I'm safe." And then she looked over at our ground level window, and the goose was ripping through the screen to get to her.
With
And
his
she's
little
like,
wow.
razor teeth.
It's just she's like, I'm like, when I got home hours later, she told me this. I'm like, "Well, what did you do when it was trying to rip through the screen?" It's like, "Well, the windows were closed, so I wasn't worried about that. But I just ended up locking myself in the bathroom, and then just waited until it got quiet." I was like, "Quiet?" She's like, "Yeah, it was hissing. It was hissing while it was like tearing away at the screen."
Oh my goodness.
That's weird.
Yeah, and it's not like
don't
you can.
don't try to be casual with geese.
Not like you can kick their ass either, because you can get in trouble for it. You get like a major fine for whooping up on a goose. Terrible.
Stupid.
I know.
They have razor teeth? I didn't
I'd
know they
have
had
kicked her right in
razor
the
teeth.
face.
I knew they were giant shit factories, but I didn't know they had razor sharp teeth either.
Yeah, they have like
Yeah, they
just
bite people.
a whole bunch of small cone shaped teeth. So it's like similar to like a bread knife, I guess. It's got all the little tiny teeth right in a row.
Serrated.
They're sharp enough, but not like deadly sharp.
Interesting.
Nature.
When you can't kick them in the face, it's not allowed.
Just break their legs instead.
Tell the goose joke. Come on, Neo.
Tell the goose joke.
Tell the goose joke. Goose joke.
Oh, look,
goose
he's
joke,
like
goose
waving
joke.
his finger at you.
Come on, tell the
said you're
goose
number one.
joke. Tell the goose joke.
Nope. You don't deserve. You didn't earn it.
Didn't earn the goose joke. No.
Maybe Derek wants to hear the goose
Yeah,
joke.
Derek hasn't heard the
That's
goose
okay.
joke.
Derek does not want to hear the goose joke. It's this joke I can't get to work,
Well,
and they make fun of me constantly.
maybe we
for
could
it.
work on it together.
No,
Come
I don't
on.
trust you two.
No,
Is there a
come
Top
on.
Gun?
Come
Is there a
I
Top
on.
don't
Gun
trust
reference
you
in the joke?
fuckers. What?
Come on.
Is there a Top Gun reference in the joke?
No, there is not.
There should be.
Yeah, see? He doesn't even know the joke, but bring it up. Let's do it.
Hey, you just grab
Nope.
the goose and be like,
Come
talk to
on,
me,
Mike.
goose. Talk to me,
Nope.
goose.
Nope.
Come on, do it. Tell a
Not
goose
gonna
joke.
do it.
You know you want to.
Dance,
you know
monkey.
you want to. Dance,
Let's
monkey,
let's
dance.
talk about me sharding.
No, let's hear the
No
goose
more
joke.
sharding. We're over your sharts.
Why are you so,
Why are you stingy with the goose?
yeah, what's up?
Don't
I don't even remember the joke now.
So
Nothing?
I can talk about this since my wife posted it on Facebook because you said sharding. My wife had a colonoscopy on Monday.
Ooh, those suck.
Yeah. She was actually more upset about all the prep that had to go into that more than
Mhm.
the procedure. And, so she couldn't eat anything after a certain time on Sunday, and it was all liquids. Clearer the better. And I was like, well, I'll just eat my food like in other rooms so I'm not rude and eating around you. She's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. You can eat near me. And then I started doing that, and I could just feel her eyes burning holes into me while I ate real food, and she was, drinking chicken broth.
Did you go? This is awful. It's terrible.
So
I was like,
bad.
this
So lucky not to eat it.
this isn't that great. It's so, if you would have made this, it would have been better. But since I made it myself, like it's horrible. You would hate this. These mashed potatoes these are definitely from a box.
I don't mind the prep. I don't mind shitting that much.
I don't mind the prep.
I don't mind the prep. It could be worse.
The
The only thing I don't like is that your asshole burns and you got to lube it up with Desitin. But other than that, I don't mind. I like to see how much weight I can lose in like 10 hours.
It's false.
Yeah, she did that too. She did the weigh-in before, and then like the weigh-in after, the flushing began, which, between the medicine that she was taking and then all the liquid, she's like, I know it's mostly from the medicine. She's like, but I feel like I'd be doing this a lot too if all I was consuming in a day was just liquid.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, probably, because
God, I hope not. Shouldn't be shitting out liquid if you're just drinking liquid all day. You still shouldn't be shitting out liquid.
It runs right through you.
Well, maybe for you, maybe it's a straight track.
It's been rotor-rooted a few times over there.
Big cock in the front, big cock in the back. Might be just straightened your entire system out.
That sounds nice.
she was upset about the fact that, so it was happening because her and I are the same age. We're both 41. She's like, yeah, so you'll probably have to get this done soon then also. I was like, actually, no. When I went to my doctor's visit in January, my doctor's like, oh, we don't actually start worrying about the colon until 45. And testicles, we don't worry about those unless there's something weird about them until like 43. She's like, so you don't have to worry about that today. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like I showered really well today.
I douched for this shit.
Expecting I was expecting, attic to basement, thorough inspection. And my doctor said, no, we're not doing that yet.
That was like the first time Skylar did stand up. That's what he said. We talked about going to the doctor, and he's like, did you guys know that they don't do physicals anymore? And he's like, and I shaved and everything for this or some shit. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, like I was trying to be polite. I would assume that, that I know doctors have seen it all, but I don't want to be the person that's on that list that when they show up, they're like, no, fucking shit. Oh, God, it's that guy.
Yeah. No, we don't do any of that stuff anymore. People get sued. Even if you're, used to be we did it, and then you would get a chaperone. If it was somebody of the opposite sex, you didn't bother getting chaperones for somebody of the same sex. You always had chaperones with children. After a while, they're like, don't even bother with people of the same sex anymore. Like, just ask them if there's any problems.
Yeah, my doctor, the fact that she's like, unless something looks weird with your testicles, we're not going to bother with that. So it's like, so everything should be, if it looked the same last year as it does now, you're fine. And I go, it does. She's like, great. We don't have to worry about that. And
Except it looked abnormal last year.
You're like, what's normal? Like, if yours was abnormal and you thought that was your normal, then, I mean, you might be kind of screwed.
Yeah.
I've always had giant balls. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, well. I don't mind. At least I don't have to do that anymore. You'd be surprised, though, how many people try to show me stuff in telemedicine. I'm like, why are you? No, we don't know.
I don't want to see that.
Please do not
on the
try
video.
to flip your shirt up. Please do not take your pants off. No, none of that stuff. No, absolutely not. Or send me pictures before the visit. And they're like, if you see here, this is what. I'm like, no, why would you send that? Why would you send me a picture of your asshole? I don't need this. Now that is part of your chart. That is part of your chart. It did not need to be in there. I cannot take it out. It is in there now.
Did they spread their cheeks for that picture?
They had their significant other take the picture. And then they uploaded it to the chart.
It's there forever.
It's there forever now. And
you need to see this.
The thing was, the complaint was, and nobody's ever noticed, but I'm not violating HIPAA. This was a long time ago, but the complaint was hemorrhoids. And they uploaded their chart, and I was like, well, that asshole looks better than mine, and I don't have external hemorrhoids. So I'm like, I don't see any hemorrhoids. They must be internal. And they're like, oh, yeah, they're internal. I'm like, well, then why would you send me a picture of your external asshole if you know that you don't have external hemorrhoids? Why would you send me a picture of your asshole?
Maybe that's like the reverse voyeurism type of personality. They're like, ooh, I got caught. Oh, you saw my butthole.
Yeah.
I know you've talked about this on stage, but it totally happened to me. The first time I visited my new doctor, I was there for like physical stuff, right? And we were talking about that. And then she was like, is there anything else that's been bothering you? And like a dumbass, I just unloaded like a whole bunch of like psychological and emotional stuff. And then she was like,
Don't have time for that.
well, this is not the place. This is not the forum for that, but I can get you, I can get you some numbers of associates that you should speak with. And she just kind of like blinked and was like, okay, I'll be right back with those. And then she just left.
Nice. That's fun.
And she's still my doctor. But today I had to go visit her about my knee was hurting. So, you know, get through all that. She's like, anything else been bothering you? I'm like, nope.
Oh, good.
No. just the leg.
Brain is fine.
Everything's good now.
Emotions are great. All is good up in here.
I could not be happier.
You should have said, how uncomfortable do you want to get? I'm ready.
Oh, that reminds me. That's what I was remember that I forgot is that my favorite part of your act is when you say my son is just, he's like me and my wife. He has like, what do you say? He has her eyes, my nose, and our anxiety, our crippling anxiety. And then you're like,
yeah. And both of our
turn away. You're like,
yeah, I wish that wasn't true.
I know. That's why it's so funny because you're like, oh, he's not making that shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm happy to be like a dad that's trying to break the generational curse of, you know, parenting. Cause, you know, I had older parents. They were in their mid 40s when they had me. So, you know, my mom and dad didn't know what the hell was going on when I was getting older. You know, if I would have asked to go to therapy as a kid, they'd been like, "What? Why?
Yeah,
just stop crying. Why you want? Why?" And I remember, like, yeah. So I'll just say this really quick. I remember, my brother, who's 16 years older than I am. So when I was 16, he had actually just gotten divorced and had moved back home.
Oh, nice.
So it was my parents and my brother and me still in this small house. And I remember something was said on television about like a gay character. And my brother in that time of his life was just very, I'm a man. And was just like, went on this tirade about like gay guys and like how disgusting it is. And, you know, and I was like, well, what if I was gay? He's like, well, you're not. Cause like you've been with chicks, like you've had girlfriends. I'm like, okay, but you know, I'm like, an asshole's an asshole. Like, you know, I'm, and he got like so uncomfortable and like wanted to like make a physical thing out of it, like to fight me. And I was like, gee, like, dude, like, why the fuck, like, why are you getting so like upset about this? I'm like, you know, see a therapist or something. But, you know, obviously I'm not going to put my son through something like that. But it's just, you know, my dad, the whole time that was happening, he's just like, you know, if you guys got to fight it out or something, go ahead. At least, you know, and then it'll be done. I was like, fight it out? You want us to fight it out? He's 16 years older than I am. I feel like I'm 16, he's 32. He's going to go to like prison if he beats the hell out of me. I'm a minor. But yeah, it's just doing my best to break that type of curse, you know, because parents of the 90s and 80s, holy shit, they were terrible.
You're like, just stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about. That was like the favorite line back then.
Whereas in our family, where I really wanted to beat the shit out of my brother, my parents were like, no. Like, fuck him. I'm going to beat the shit out of him. Like, let's go outside. No, he won't. I'm like, no, he's not going outside with you. I'm like, why not? He's a man. I'm a man.
It was like we were left alone a lot too, I feel, you know, like, and it's not just because like, oh, parents had to work. I just think, you know, parents just were like, all right, well, you're 6, you got this, right?
Yeah.
We'll be back later or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't open the door for anybody you don't know or anybody you do know. Don't answer the phone. Watch television.
Or if your parents were really big gamblers, open the door for anybody.
Yeah. Or yeah, we lived on a highway and people would always get in, you know, like minor accidents, hit deer and stuff like that. And they'd come up to the house and ask to use the phone. and we'd let people in house to use the phone when we were little kids.
Crazy.
Would you do that now if someone came up to your house?
Fuck no. I would be like, what the fuck? You don't have a phone?
Yeah, I don't even think I'm like, you can't even use my cell phone. Let me dial it and I'll hold it on speakerphone.
I'm not even doing that. I don't
Yes,
even open
that's-
we
no.
can talk through our camera. I'll be like, may I help you?
Yes, I will call a tow truck for you.
May I help you? Go the fuck
I saw
away.
what happened. I've already called the tow truck. They're en route right now. You can go wait by your vehicle.
What? It's -6? I don't care.
Yeah, your car still has heat. I can see it still works. It's just not mobile. It's fine. Go. Be gone.
Have
Oh.
any of you encountered this? So this happened to me on Sunday, which is I'm never. So my wife and I are hockey fans. We like hockey.
Nice.
And we love the K-Wings. And we went to the K-Wings game on Sunday. And my wife has a Mighty Ducks jersey that she wears, which is awesome. And
Yeah.
she got on Facebook Marketplace for like $30. And the same day that she got hers, I looked on Facebook Marketplace and found a guy like an hour away selling a Donald Duck hockey jersey. So I bought that and paid the guy to ship it to me. So that's what I wear to the hockey games. Well, this is Sunday, so my wife had to get prepped for her colonoscopy on Monday. So I dropped her and my son. So we went to the hockey game. We didn't eat anything while we were there to be nice to her. So when we left the hockey game, she's like, "Why don't you just drop me and our son off, and I can start taking my medicine, and then you can go to the store and get me like ginger ale and some more popsicles that don't have red or purple or orange dyes in them." It's like, all right, sounds good. So I go to Meijer. And I'm wearing that jersey, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And then I'm in the soda pop aisle, and a person from behind me is like, "Pardon me, sir, pardon me, sir, pardon me." And like I turn around, it's like this little younger lady, and she's like, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" And I was like, "Yes, I speak English." And then she's like, "Do you read English?" I was like, "Yes." And then she hands me her phone, and on the phone was a screenshot of a like Facebook Messenger thread, and it says, "Hello, I am a refugee from," and then I just stopped reading because I didn't want to start, and I just handed her phone back. I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to help you." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So I keep walking down the soda aisle, and then when I turn the corner to go down the next aisle, in my peripheral on the right, I see her nod because she's like 10 feet behind me. And then to my left appears an older gentleman who's like, "Excuse me, sir. I was wondering if I could talk to you for a second." And then I got really creeped out. I was like, "No, you cannot." And I like walked really fast through the store. And then as I was leaving, after I paid for my shit, I was walking out and I was like, "Oh, I have this small cart and I only have one bag of groceries. I don't need this cart anymore." So I go to push it back into the little corral inside the store. And there's an older gentleman supporting himself with a cart on each side, shaking. And he's like, "Pardon me, young man. Could you please get me one of them gimbals over there?" And I said, "What?" He's like, "The gimbals." I'm like, the motorized buggy? He's like, "Yes." So I go over and drive it over to him. And I get out and I walk away. And then I hear him scream in horrific pain and turn around. And he's laying on the ground. And then he's reaching out at me like, sir, please. And I'm like, and I just throw like, I'm like, no, man. No.
Yeah, that shit happens to me all the time.
I turn around and just walk out, right? And I'm like, I'm never wearing this fucking shirt again by myself. Like a big Donald Duck shirt basically told every scammer in Meijer, be like, "Oh, look at this tall, completely annoying idiot of a man. Let's go mess with him." How do we know he's an idiot? He's wearing a Donald Duck hockey jersey.
I don't know if you've drawn some strange conclusion from your interactions and how it's related to your hockey jersey. Swan saves people's lives in my all
I
the
think
time.
we need to try it again. Let's go out in your hockey jersey again. I'll go with you. And we'll see who gets talked to the most, because it happens to me all the time. At the gas station, some lady
How many times do you save people's lives?
Stop. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about...
Yeah, you tell the story about people talking about you come up to you all the time talking to you.
They do. Like,
okay.
How's your Jeep?
Our listeners have heard this story about 45 times.
Okay, well, fine. I won't tell that story.
Tell a story about how you saved that guy's life.
I don't want to tell you that story. You've already told that story about 1,000 times.
It gets better every time you tell it, though.
Did you say that some people are like, "How's your Jeep?"
Yeah, I have a Jeep. So they're like, how's your Jeep? Do you like your Jeep? And then she started talking to me all about how her credit was hacked and how she was saving up money. Like, people tell me their life stories at the gas pump or at the checkout line or in the bathroom at a public bathroom. Like, oh, I came here today and I bumped my head on the faucet when I got out of the shower this morning, and it was probably because I was woozy after I took that pain medication because I had a colonoscopy. I was like, what the fuck? I'm just washing my hands.
Wasn't that at your grandma's funeral?
That was at my grandma's funeral, and I'm like, what the fuck, lady? I'm like,
we're at the funeral home. Oh my god, these people were so stupid. There were so many dumb people at funerals. We were sitting there, me and my daughter, and we're just chatting. And this lady like comes out of the bathroom and she's like,
I was there.
Actually, it was before she went in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Do you guys notice there's birds everywhere in here?" And we're like, look at her, and we're like, she's like, "Yeah, there's birds on the plates. There's bird statues. She's like, look, there's a bird." And she just keeps pointing out. She kept talking about it, and they're like, "Okay, weird lady." And then she went to the bathroom, and
that was my incident with her.
And then Summer looks at me, and she's like, she knows there's birds all over the place.
Well, then she came out and said it again. She's like, the decorator must really like birds because they have like birds all over.
He was like, let's throw them. Was like, God. So
people are stupid.
That has just unlocked a core memory that I totally forgot about. So back when I used to live in Teconcha, 1 year something really sad happened, and one of my friends, their brother, committed suicide. So that's terrible, that's right? Yeah, don't worry.
Thanks for bringing us down.
It's going to get funny soon. So obviously a few days passed, and then like the funeral arrangements got made, and like the funeral's happening. So we go to the funeral, and everyone's there, and it's really somber and very sad, as it's meant to be. But for whatever reason, I guess my body at that time in my life was like, hey, because of how terribly sad this is, you're going to have violently loud stomach churning sounds. So I'm just sitting in the church in this pew with my friends and my girlfriend at the time. And it was like the service could not have had more longer moments of silence. And then every time it happened, it was just like, and I was like, everyone knows that's me because I'm like shifting in my seat trying to hide.
To not shit yourself.
And I'm just like, and like, I got to the point, I'm like, do I get up now and let's leave? Like after 4 minutes of this? And I'm like, no, you can't leave because then everyone's going to be like, look, the fucking jackass dude. It's not only is making horrific noises during our son's funeral, he has the gall to get up and leave. So because of that, after the funeral, his younger brother, I was really good friends with and still am. I went up to him like, hey man, like, this sucks. And he's like, it does. He's like, were you farting during my brother's funeral? And I was like, no, I wasn't farting. He's like, well, then what was it? And then I told him, like, it was my stomach just making. I'm like, it never was out of my butt. It was just all.
Like, I was just holding it all in, but
for your brother, it's holding it in for him.
And I was like, that's what happened. And he's like, oh, okay. And then, like, years passed, and we had we didn't live near each other anymore. And then one of the times that I saw him, he brought that up like within like an hour of us talking again. He's like, you remember when he's like, what? He's like, you farted at my brother's funeral. I'm like, it wasn't a fart.
Remember when
I was like defending myself. I'm like, I didn't fart. Like that would be rude. What I was going through was not rude stomach sounds. It was just my body reacting to something horribly traumatic.
It was that burrito I ate.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my fault that I had to start my colonoscopy prep before your brother's funeral.
How inconsiderate of your brother.
Well, somebody's dad was at the funeral, and that motherfucker was in the bathroom for like an hour or shitting his pants or something, or shitting his diaper. And everybody went into, I'm like, I'm not checking on that fucker. Everybody went to check on him. He was in there for like goddamn an hour. And then I'm pretty sure your sister came with new pants and a diaper for him. He probably shat all over the bathroom.
I don't even want to know.
I bet he did. And I'm like, that motherfucker.
We are not claiming him as my father.
You're Bob?
I don't even want to claim that at all. No. Yeah.
And then he went and was touching all the donuts in the back of in the family room. I'm like, God damn it, I wanted to eat those donuts.
I don't want these poop donuts.
No, I don't want. Yeah, exactly. I don't want turd.
Poopy fingered donuts.
Poopy fingered, like little shit streaks on them.
I don't ever want to like. I the whole idea of growing old, that sounds cute and everything, but I don't ever want to be. I don't want to be that old or that my body to be that broken down. So yeah, if there's ever a point where like, yeah, you can just start wearing these diapers, I'm like, no, you can go drop me in the middle of the ocean and let the sharks figure it out, because I'm not doing that.
I don't know if they like poopy appetizers.
Well,
I mean, like that.
Cut my hand off so I'm bleeding and then throw me into the ocean, and I'm sure they'll eat the poop regardless.
Oh, if you take good care of yourself, you're not going to end up too bad.
That's true.
You know, I mean, he did not take care of himself. But there were horrible people at the funeral, or just horrible people in general. And then they have to like, hey, we need you to speak at the funeral, at the service. And so I was like, cool. So I'm like, should I start writing some material? Do I get a type 2? And they're like, no, you're gonna read from the scriptures. I'm like, oh, well, that's not fun.
I have a type 5. Come on, like.
No, yeah, it was bad. Nobody laughed, and it was really old material.
Yeah,
it wasn't even funny when the Romans read it the first time.
Nope.
I think I would want at my funeral like the uncomfortable funerals where they prop the body up like in a chair doing something, and everyone like just and like everyone is just like around that and like, yeah, man, it's like he's really here. It's like he's not at all. This is actually kind of weird.
Like,
so
your body on tour.
If we could go back to diapers for a second.
Okay.
I like them. They keep things in. I've had to wear them a number of times.
You could at least get the ones that are, more form-fitting and not like in a full-on adult diaper. You could get them with the pads in the back.
Listen, I was on my way to another gig and I needed something quick.
So you did
it again? You shat yourself recently and had to wear a diaper?
Always.
Oh my God.
I think
you are not riding in my car.
You should probably get your butt checked.
You were not going to ride in my car.
Yeah, man. That's you got some slow shutter speed. That's something you should look into.
Well,
you should probably do some Kegels down there or something.
Probably.
Try to pick up a pencil with like work up to the pencil.
Oh, speaking of colonoscopies, what was it that your wife ate after her colonoscopy?
She hated like just that they shot her full of like CO2.
Oh, so she was all farty. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't like she wasn't in control of it. It was just her body would just release it. She's like, I don't like that. Like it's my body. I should be in control of this.
Like, I'll shoot CO2 up my own ass.
And she didn't like that. And then mainly the prep. Because she we like food. She did her time where she wasn't able to eat good tasting food. She was in the Army. So
did she have some food that she had to have when she was done with the colonoscopy? Because I did.
As soon as she got out of the doctor's office, her sister took her to Taco Bell.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's like putting the bad right back in.
It's not like I ate any better. What did I have? Like 3 chili dogs?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, all I want is a fucking chili dog.
Yeah, I think she got a crunch wrap and 2 bean burritos and a Mexican pizza.
It's like, I'm putting this shit all back in.
That farts on the Taco Bell then.
Put it all back.
I had a colonoscopy. It's not the Taco Bell. Yeah, you had chili dogs.
I don't feel like the chili dog is held as in high regard as it should be, because that is
love
like
chili dogs.
That is I think, like hot dogs get held up in a pretty high regard because of baseball and everything. But like a chili dog or a chili cheese dog, oh my God, those are amazing. Like,
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the few foods where it's not looked down upon by how many that you eat in one sitting.
That's
some
probably
foods, if you
true.
have like three cheeseburgers, people are like, oh my God, 3 cheeseburgers? What's wrong with you? You put back like a hot dog per inning at a baseball game, no one's going to be mad at you for eating 9 hot dogs.
No.
They'll be like, good job. That's what I would have done.
You might have high blood pressure, but other than that,
I welcome it.
Chili dogs. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure Nemo's shitting.
Probably.
So
He
we're
should
gonna wait
have
for him to
stayed
come
in the
back.
bathroom.
Should just wait for him to come back. I can't believe we're wearing diapers again.
Like, again, like he's had diapers like many years. Like, oh, you got the toddler stage. I got like the 12-year-old diaper stage. Nope, I got the adult diaper stage, and then like the geriatric diaper stage. Like, well, you got problems, dude.
Well, quick update. Yeah, quick update for the audience, by the way. My ass hair removal is going well. It's going well. I've been zapping my ass. Hopefully it's going to work. Eventually I will have no hair on my body except for a little bush and the hair on the head, my hand on my face. But everywhere else is going to be without hair.
And the bush is going to be like heart-shaped, right?
So wait, are you in the crack then? You're taking everything out of the crack?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing it all.
All right. So a friend of mine did that years ago. He got waxed, and because he was like, I'm tired of having a hairy ass, and he had his crack waxed, and
Say that fast.
he talked about how, because he used to wear like tight pants. One time he was like sitting down after his butt was waxed, and he went to fart, but he didn't feel it like come out. Like he felt it come out of his butthole, but it didn't like leave the cheeks because they were like. Yeah,
it's really cool actually. So before, I'm going to write this into a set too. So before, because I would fart and you couldn't hear me fart. Because I had so much sound dampening material in there. I had so many layers of hair. So I would fart and my farts don't smell. So I could fart all the time and Swan would never know I was farting. I would just keep farting. And Swan will fart, but hers go off like a firecracker because she has so much of she has huge ass cheeks, and when they escape, it just goes off. It wakes her up too. She will wake herself up farting. Okay, so she always made fun of me because she's like, well, the reason why you can't hear your farts is because you don't have ass cheeks. I'm like,
no ass cheeks because it's just
no, you were wrong. It was all the sound dampening from the hair because now that I am silky smooth and clean down there, when I fart, it's pretty interesting because the fart travels like little scuba bubbles along the inner aspects of my cheeks, and then it pops out like like when you squeeze bubble wrap. So now they're super loud, so I can't get away with it anymore. Now they're all loud, so I just have to fart in the back.
Has the pitch changed at all?
Oh yeah, it's completely it's awesome.
It's like it's not even your butt anymore.
No, I mean it's not my butt anymore, and now it feels so silky smooth. Like I will pet it occasionally. I'm like, yeah, it feels so nice down there. I'm a big fan of not having any hair down there, so I'm gonna stick with it, and keep on removing that hair. Eventually, I will be like Mr. Clean everywhere.
The naked baby,
a little mole rat, naked mole rat.
Mole rat.
Yep, it's just gonna be here, little bush,
nothing else,
and a little bush, and that's it. Everywhere else, no hair. It's pretty
sexy.
Nice. Looks good. And I was worried about smell, because, you never know how much things are, like how much of the smell does the hair change by being there.
Like the filter, you had that, basically you had like a carbon filter.
Sure. Yeah, so, but now that that's gone, you're like, well, how bad is that going to smell down there? Is it going to change the undercarriage fragrance?
You're going to have to wait till like a hot, sticky summer day or something where it's
men's junk sweat all the time. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold, dude. How do you not know?
I don't have men's junk.
Yeah, but you play with men's junk.
Well, I mean, you're fairly clean, so.
Okay, but I'm even cleaner now than I'm using Lumi.
Oh, God.
So it's a laser? It's not like a cream?
He's got both.
Okay.
The Lumi is for the odor elimination.
Mm-hmm.
The nude is the laser hair removal.
How do you like Lumi?
I just started using it, and that shit works.
You should have seen him like all head between his ass cheeks, trying to make sure his junk didn't smell.
I tried to get Swan to go down there, and she like fucking flat out refused. I was like,
really?
look,
He's
I'm
like, here,
see
just
if it
go
smells.
down there and smell my taint. No, I'm not gonna go down there and
Like,
smell it.
She agreed to smell like the front. I was like, okay, but then I was like, okay, now smell my taint, and she wouldn't do it. And I kept like trying to shove her head down there, and she wouldn't do it.
Let me just squat over your face. No, fuck that.
Yeah. So what I did though when she went to sleep is I just buried my ass cheeks. I just spread my cheeks and buried them right on her nose, and she didn't wake up. So apparently it does not smell bad at all.
It's not even true.
My first apartment that I lived in when I moved to Kalamazoo, my roommates, Maggie and Kristen, I had played a show with my band, and then like I came home, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I walk in, and it was like the two of them and like 7 of their friends, and I found out they were having a
orgy.
It was a party, but it was the company that makes all the sex toy stuff.
Oh yeah, the sex toy parties. What are they?
Like Pure Romance? Is that it? Is it?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool. All right, I'll just go to my room. I'm like, I'm allowed to be here, like in the apartment, which is not like in the living room, right? And they're like, no, it's fine. Like the party's over. But they each bought a canister of this stuff called Coochie.
Oh yeah.
And one day I had to shave my face, and I didn't have any like shaving foam, so I was like, "Can I use this?" And they're like, "Oh, you should totally use it. It's awesome." And I used it on my face, and yeah, it was.
And your face felt like a vagina.
It was pretty amazing. Yeah, it was very smooth, and it smelled
finger
very
fucking
nice.
his face.
And I felt very refreshed. I felt very powerful after using it.
You felt like a woman.
Like I could accomplish anything.
I'm about to break the glass ceiling now, bitches.
And I was at that point small enough in my life that I could actually borrow my roommate's pants because, that was the mid 2000s and guys in bands were wearing tight jeans. And the only way you could get really tight jeans is if you were wearing girls' jeans. So thank you to them for that.
Yeah, I've accidentally pulled on a pair of Amethyst jeans before, and she got pissed.
They were too big, huh?
I was like, "What?" I'm like, "What's wrong with my pants?" Oh, they're yours. That's why it's okay.
So sad.
So sad. All right. Well, now that I've laughed a bunch, and Nemo has refused to tell his goose joke to bring us all down to not laughing.
You don't remember
What?
the goose joke,
this
do
is
you,
that-
Nemo? You don't remember the goose
What?
joke? You don't remember the goose joke, do you, Nemo?
You don't deserve the goose joke.
I do deserve the goose joke. I didn't laugh
do
at you.
not.
I do. I wasn't making
Yeah, that was the
fun
point.
of
You
you.
didn't laugh at him. Anyway,
No.
all right. So this is part of the show where I say goodbye, but then I ask the people who are on the show to promote themselves. So here we go. Let me say this. Shout out to JD Hutchins, The Monsters Lair. He's coming back on March 25th, I believe. So check that out. Upcoming shows. I'll let Swan do that. And we got some stuff in the works, but that's a secret. We're not telling anybody. Shh, it's a secret. Secrets.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
That's it for me. But first, I'm going to turn it over to Derek. Derek, what do you have to promote? What do you got going on? Remember, this comes out Sunday, so it would be after Sunday.
Yeah, so for anyone in the Anchorage, Alaska area, I'll be there on April 6th and 7th. So that'll be cool for you people in Anchorage, and I'm looking forward to that.
Now, what day would that be in the United States?
That would be a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturday, April 6th, and Sunday, April 7th.
Now, Alaska's a whole other country. Is that a different time zone or different day? Is it?
No, it'll still be that day, I think.
It'll still be that day. Okay.
I'm not really sure how it works. I think you're supposed to whatever time it is, you count backwards from 10, and then it's what Alaska is.
Okay, there you go.
If my math is correct. I didn't major in math.
I don't know. It's either really, really dark or really, really light when I talk to patients in Alaska. So I do not know.
And then Friday, May 17th, I'll be in Coldwater, Michigan at the Chicago Street Pub. That's 10 minutes from my hometown. So I'm hoping to get my mom to come see this show because she's never seen me perform comedy.
Oh.
So that could be fun. And she'll probably not like it. And that'll be cool. And June 5th, I'll be at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle for the Comedy Rumble.
Damn.
I'm going to
Nice.
do
Nice.
I'm going to do 90 whole seconds of material. So that'll be fun.
Awesome.
And let's see. June 14th and 15th, I'll be at the Underground Comedy Club in Niles, Michigan. And June 29th at the Avenue Bar and Grill in Owasso, Michigan for the part of the Ugly Brothers comedy show out there. So that's what I have coming up for sure. And if you want to see anything of mine, you can go to my TikTok it's at Derek Lee Feltner, DerekLeefeltner, to see videos of what I do in short form. And you can also search my name on YouTube to go to my YouTube channel to see longer videos of things that I do.
Nice. See how that was done, Nemo?
I will be at McDonald's next Friday, and then
Getting a Happy
Wendy's
Meal?
on Saturday and Burger King on Sunday. It's a fast food weekend.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Nemo's like, just check my link
And
tree.
you wonder why he needs diapers, folks.
just check my link tree. That's all you need to do.
Just check my link tree.
The Bee Man will post my link tree at in the show notes.
We got you, Nemo.
We got you.
Thank you.
And as far as us, we, Slaptail Nation, producing me, not you, not you, just me. No, just kidding. Slaptail Nation will be having our next comedy show at the Crawl Space Comedy Theater on Saturday, May 4th, with the caveat, if you know, you know, May 4th, May the 4th be with you. Tickets are available
Star Wars.
now. Good job. Go Derek. Go Derek. Yes.
For those not paying attention, it's Star Wars.
For those not paying attention. But the tickets are already on sale. The link is up for that. That's our next one. Then we have one on June 1st as well. And I think the tickets are up for that too.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
First day of Pride.
First day of Pride. Yep.
Big Pride show. All right. Okay, then. Well, nicely done, Swan. Nicely done. Way to promote Slaptail Nation. Way to go.
Bye from the Swan.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's terrible, Nemo. God.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, thanks for being here. And goodbye.